This is just remarkable what's going on. It's horrifying to watch. It's hitting our sport, our football. What about the Chelsea fans then, Trev? I've had so many texts and emails that I haven't read out. They're getting a bit nasty. Do you feel sorry for Chelsea fans, or have they had it good for too long a time?
Well, no, it's neither really. Like Henry just mentioned there, you can understand why the fans still appreciate what Roman has done for the football club. You know, they've had 20 unprecedented years of success at the football club. But also, I think you've got to have a bit of sense about you and see what's going on with Vladimir Putin and his regime, and the oligarchs are all connected to that. And I've seen some of the headlines in the papers saying that Roman has got blood on his hands regarding what's going on in Ukraine. So I think you've got to have a bit of understanding and empathy for the people and the displaced families over in Ukraine, and to be cheering for Roman now, I think it's unacceptable. But again, as Henry said, I understand why they're doing that. But with what's going on, it certainly is unacceptable to me. But listen, the longevity of the football club, I think that's the most important thing. You know, players might have to leave, but you're talking about thousands and thousands of staff that work at Chelsea, both at the training facility, at the ground. You know, not so much the players. These are a lot of people that livelihoods are tough at the moment. People are finding it tough, and they're going to be affected by these limits that the football club have now got. I'm
sure they'll be looking at some of the players out of contract as well. I mean, Rudiger, they can't sign him up now on a new deal. You've got youngsters as well, maybe they're looking at, and now other clubs will get an opportunity.
Well, no, we don't know. With the Declan Rice situation, Declan might be, a verbal agreement. I'm coming to Chelsea end of the season. We don't know, do we? No, if that was the case, or another player's coming to Chelsea end of the season, that's up in the air now. Not just Declan. That
could be good news. I mentioned it earlier. That could be good news for West Ham, because Declan might think, well, I don't want to go anywhere else, so I might as well stay. I'm loved at the club. I'm captain of the football club. I'm enjoying my football. So why won't I stay? And hopefully, if Chelsea can sort their house out and maybe do it next summer, that might be a blessing for West Ham fans.
If you are City, Manchester United, like clubs who can afford him, you would definitely put a bid in there, wouldn't you, at the end of the season?
For Declan?
And test them. If he can't go to Chelsea, you would put a little tester in, wouldn't you, to see if Declan Rice would be interested in coming to your club. And if he might say, as you rightly said, he might say no. There's only one club I would go to, and that would be Chelsea. And then he might stay for West Ham for another year.
I think West Ham fans would accept it if he went to Manchester City. I don't think they'd accept it if he went to Manchester United, because the way that Manchester United is still in transition, this is going to be the 9th year they've not won the Premier League. I think they would be disappointed that that's a fine for Ray. I think they'd be disappointed if he did go to Manchester United. But if he went to Chelsea, I think they can all understand that he has his roots there. He was once there as a kid. He got released. He's obviously proved Chelsea were wrong letting him go. He's got great experience now. So if he did go to Manchester City, and Manchester City, let's get it right, Fernandinho is not getting any younger. So that would be a great fit for me.
You can argue United would need him as well, though.
Ray, I know you're waiting for that call, but I'd just tell Coots Bank you'll call him back at 10, okay?
No, it's the bar over the road calling me. What time are you coming in?
But what about the players then? Can the players put the Chelsea players, can they just they'll be horrified like the rest of us watching the news bulletins and listening. Can they put that out of their heads when it comes down to 90 minutes?
They have to. I think they've got a job to do. They get paid very well for doing that job, and they've been doing a great job. European champions. But what I would say, I've been involved in the takeover at Queen's Park Rangers when Chrysalis took over and he merged QPR and Wasps, and it was completely different. This is a situation that probably none of us have seen before. But I think what it does do is it points a finger at the fit and proper test for ownership, because there has been links with Putin for a long time with Roman Abramovich, and I think if you're talking about what the tests that are in place now, I think they've got to be evolved, they've got to be updated, because if you're going to let a club be run by one person of great wealth and then all of a sudden he's pulled out of the situation because of his contacts, then any club could be in this situation in the future. So I think there's a lot of aspects of football that need looking at, but certainly the fit and proper test for ownership is one that I would be saying that is paramount, and we need to get onto that straight away.
Can I just say as well, guys, we're talking about people, it's still chilly out there, people are going to struggle to, in this country this is, never mind poor Ukraine, but with petrol prices, with heating bills, to have billions and billions, it is obscene, isn't it?
It is, and I think football clubs should be built on a joint ownership between the fans and, you know, wealthy consortiums.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.